Hello everybody, and welcome to the first video of Debt Free Famous, where we talk about all kinds of financial strategies, how to build a legacy wealth, and ultimately the biggest thing, how to get out of debt, become debt free, and create massive cash flow. My name is Mickey Florvillis, and I want to thank everyone who has been on this journey with me since 2012. It's been 6 years since I started this commitment of gaining financial freedom and becoming debt free. And in 2012, as early January 2012, I made this proclamation on Facebook that I wanted you guys to hold me accountable and make sure, like, I just wasn't saying this just to say it. I wasn't just going to make this my New Year's resolution, that this was going to be something that you guys can check in with me at any time, and as well for me to check in with you guys and post and let you guys know how my journey has been. So it's been off and on, and it's been a crazy ride, and now we're 6 years later, and I can happily say that today, it sort of happened twice, I became debt free outside of the mortgage. So a lot of stuff happened. I got married. I'm in a house now. And with the marriage, I was debt free before, but I got married, so I absorbed my wife's debt. And today we just put in that last payment. We clicked the button and paid off her car loan. So everything is paid off again. And we just have the house, and we're just working on that, which is going to be a big focus with Debt Free Famous and the strategies of how to pay off the house really fast. Just shred that mortgage, get rid of that, and gain the ultimate freedom of having a large cash flow after that mortgage is done, getting into investment and creating that passive cash flow that's going to ultimately give us that freedom number where we can retire early. So that's all down the road. But I want to talk about a couple things. I want to talk about, answer the question, I guess, what is debt-free famous? Where did that come from? What does it mean? And it's two parts. It's two parts to Debt Free Famous of how I came up with this thought and what this means and what it means to me. So obviously you have the debt free. That was a big thing for me. I want to become debt free. But then as I was having conversations, there's always that conversation of the background that I came from, which was in acting. And I like things. People think I'm becoming debt free is about being frugal. And yes, you got to go through the challenges of and the work of getting a foundation. But at the end of the day, I love to buy things. I love to flaunt the things that I have. I love the attention. I like it. And I want that part. I never wanted to lose that part of like being somebody, being famous, and showing off the things that I have because I earned it. I earned it through hard work. And I think that's an important thing to celebrate that. And that's where that idea of famous came from. So I wanted to be debt free and famous at the same time. So we have Debt Free Famous. And it's sort of the idea that I was writing with or tinkering about. Is like, it really hit me that I wanted to, that is that old little adage, that saying that says like, oh, you don't want to keep up with the Joneses. And you don't want to keep up with the Joneses because they're going the wrong direction. But with Debt Free Famous, it's really about recreating the idea of being the Joneses. Like, I want to become the Joneses. I want to become the example of like, okay, you can do this. You can have the car. You can have the nice thing. You can have the house. You can have these great things, make it look great, have the shiny objects, but then have the background of like, yeah, because it's through hard work, we found the strategies to get out of the debt. We owe no one, and we're living like a rock star, a superstar. We're living famous. We're becoming debt-free famous. And I hope that makes sense of what that is. And the last part I want to talk about, and it's not going to be a long video or anything like that, but I want to share a different story of like an example of like what Debt Free Famous can do for you and what it has done for me. Because yes, you have that fun part where I'm getting cool stuff and I'm paying off cool stuff and I'm not owing anyone. Of course, that is great, and cash flow is awesome. But one of the great parts about it is, in this story that I have, I think it was like a year ago or whatnot, or maybe 2 years ago when I was in this journey. And part of all the steps that you have to take of being debt-free famous, my dad, who is a Haitian migrant, what's up to my Zoe Sakpase, he was taking his crew up to New York. So he has to drive up to New York. He does that every year because he picks apples. And he's taking his crew members up there, and his van breaks down. He has his van, it breaks down. It breaks down like near where I'm living now in Florida. So it's there, and I don't get a call until later on in the evening. He gives me a call. He's like, yo, I'm broke down. I've been broke down all day, and it's going to cost X and X amount of dollars to replace this part in the vehicle. And he's like, I don't have the money. My crew is hungry. Of course, we're going up there to go make money and do that kind of work, but we haven't made it there, so we don't have anything. And I remember my brother and I, we got excused from work. We made our way over there. On the way, we pick up all kinds of food for my dad, for his crew. And we got there, we get them food, and we get them eating, and they're relaxed and feeling a little bit better. And I was able to just go in there, and there was no second guessing. There was no stress on my part to just go to the counter, pay straight cash, and say like, yo, hey, I need my dad on the road today. Not tomorrow, today. Cash is king, and just gave straight cash. And boom, they had it fixed within an hour, and he was on his way to New York, finished his whole trip, did his whole work, and it was done. And I remember the stories that my dad will then tell, like, it was a couple years later, so we're at Thanksgiving. He always bring up that story of that moment where, he was able to get that kind of help. And that's the biggest difference that I can say that's part of my life of what it means to be debt-free famous. It's not just about the shiny things and getting the good things and just showing it off, but you can do that one special thing that before I couldn't do. I had the choice, I had the decision that I can say yes, and I can help anyone that I want. And I have the freedom to help anyone that I want. And I want to help everyone that I can to not only learn smart strategies of what to do with money, to not only learn how you can give to others if you have this type of freedom, and a big thing for me, how you can provide for your family without sacrificing the value of products, items, and things for them. Like that's what you don't want to do. Like I didn't come from everything. I'm a first generation Haitian American, and I know like my family, they came from Haiti. My mom and dad has come from there, so it's not like I'm coming from riches. And not having value. I have value of family love, but products, I mean, I know what it is. Save a lot. All this stuff of shopping, like, we wasn't getting the greatest and finest things. But as a first generation Haitian American, I think it's my job to make sure I create a stepping ground for my family, to create that legacy for my future family that's coming now. I do have a baby on the way, so I'm excited about that. But that's important to me, that I know that I'm taking the steps to create that legacy, to keep something moving forward. Anyways, I can ramble for days. I get more focused of what to talk about and talk about more about strategies and what I'm following and all that steps. And we'll do more of that in the next episode with Debt Free Famous. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you later.